Well, I think at this point I have uploaded almost 1,200 videos to YouTube. I've started since 2009, and this is probably one of the most difficult videos that I've ever had to do. For those of you who don't know, my name is Brandon Ivey. Been in the industry of network marketing for 18 years now. I've had a lot of failures. I've also had a lot of success. And the one thing that I always teach and preach about is that the thing and success in this business, and the key is being able to tell your story and share your testimonials with other people and your trials and tribulations. And success is always about overcoming, things that happen in your life. And not really just overcoming, but recognizing that there are sometimes things that are outside of your control. And it's not what happens to you that's important. It's how you respond and deal with things that happen to you that makes the difference. When you have two individuals of seemingly the same background, the same skill set, and they go through the same situation in life, and why is it that one person has great success and is able to move on when the other person kind of flounders and falls off to the wayside? What is the key ingredient there? What is the one thing that separates them? And it's really in the mind. It's your mindset. And life throws curveballs at all of us. Nobody's exempt. Some of you guys, some of the stories that have heard is really just off the wall, and whatever things that I complain about or I worry about from day to day can't compare. But at the end of the day, still I have my own experiences, and I'm here to share something that I haven't shared before that I'm currently going through right now. I just turned 40 years old in July of this year. Can't believe how fast time goes by. But as a kid, I was born premature, and I had chronic ear infections as a kid. So much so that my mom used to say I would walk around and she'd always do something was wrong because I would tug at my ear. And when I started to talk for the first time, I wasn't able to understand. I was saying words wrong because I was hearing it wrong. Like dirty clothes hamper, I would say dirty goals hamper. And it's not because I didn't understand, it's just that's what I was hearing. And so that went on as a child. I went through a lot of that, a lot of medical issues, but I kind of grew out of that. I didn't have any major issues since past high school. Almost my entire adult life. Never had to go to the doctor for much, regular basic sickness and stuff like that. I was diagnosed with a learning disability that they said might have stemmed from that, what's called auditory processing disorder. Not ADD, attention deficit, but auditory, which means the things that I see and hear and smell, I process differently than everybody else. And I cope with it by faking the funk. If I didn't understand something, I didn't let other people know I didn't understand it. I just waited till the situation moved on, and I would go back and figure it out myself. So there was a lot of times I understood and I didn't understand, but I never let anybody else know that. And I cope with that in my life. I wasn't diagnosed with that until college. They said I went to college with one arm tied behind my back by the time I was finally figured out. And they asked, how'd you get through high school with this? And I said, I just worked harder than everybody else. I had to study twice as hard to get the same as somebody that can read something once or twice. I just coped with it. And now I'm faced with something that is real difficult, real troubling for myself. And what that was this past summer, I got sick. I went on a 90-day blitz in my new business, and I went all out. I mean, team no sleep, working 24/7, always available, not eating properly, not sleeping. I wasn't sleeping. And I started going to the gym a whole lot, doing that, and I wasn't used to doing that. And what the doctors have said was, my change of routine and being a professional and having stress and bottling up frustrations and things and without a release, and then changing up my body by working out constantly that I wasn't used to, got my immune system down a bit, and I was sick. But I was used to being sick, sinus attack, but I had a sinus attack, a sinus infection in my nose, and it transferred over into the rest of my body. So I went to the doctor the first time, and the doctor just thought I had an ear infection, gave me medication for it, and sent me on my way. A couple weeks later, still didn't get better. In fact, it just seemed to be just getting worse. Went to the doctor again. He gave me a different type of medication, and nothing worked there. So he said I need to go see a specialist. So I went to a ENT, ear, nose, and throat specialist, and what he said was nothing's wrong with my ears at all. My ears are perfectly fine. It was the eustachian tube or something with your nose and being stuffy and mucus or whatever, that because of my lifestyle and me working out, it got infected back in my ear some kind of way. So he gave me medication and stuff for that, and there was still no real effect. And this past week, we're talking about 2 months of going on with this. They did a battery of tests on me, and come to find out that I have what's called rapid sudden hearing loss, is what they're calling it, where I literally lost 70% hearing in my left ear, seemingly overnight. No rhyme or reason for it. They say it's common in professionals. Something similar kind of happened like Rush Limbaugh. What hurt for me was hearing the word final, like a finality, like there is no recovery of this. It's gone. And that wasn't something that I could accept, nor am I accepting now. I believe that I will get my hearing back one way or another. I still have a battery of tests to do. I still got to take an MRI and do some things, but there are some things that are just out of your control. I got a little depressed over it and wondering, what did I do wrong? Why me? Why would this happen to me? I love music. I love loud noise. I love hearing things, and you're telling me that I'm losing my hearing. How is that going to impact my life? How am I going to cope with feeling that I'm less, not whole? And it's been hard. It's been difficult. But at the end of the day, I still know that God will not put us in situations that we can't handle. This isn't fatal. I still can hear. There's nothing wrong with my right ear. I still kind of hear out of this. It's just not nearly the same. They call it flatline, and that I'm going to need probably to have hearing aids, and that it's common. And one of the nurses even said, hey kiddo, buck up. Look, you've had glasses all your life. You've technically been blind all your life, and you've been fine. You're just going to need glasses for your ear. But for me, it's for some of you might be watching this thinking that's nothing, but for me it's a big deal. It's a big deal. It's a tough pill to swallow. I'm 40 years old. I still think, I feel like I'm 25 and 30, and I still have a whole long way to go, and this disability, or whatever they want to call it, for me it's just an irritation that's in the way. So a lot of you have been asking me, how have I been doing? Am I okay and everything? And yeah, I'm okay. I'll be okay. This is one of those life challenges that hits you, and some of you guys watching this are laughing, thinking, man, that's nothing compared to the stuff I'm going through. And you're right. You're right. There's people out there that are doing far more with much less. And that also gives me, hope and thinking, snap out of it. It's all good. You'll be all right. You just have a little device on that you're wearing, and you'll be okay. But I do have a testimonial to share at the same time, and I believe, nothing really happens for a reason or by chance. And the thing that I wanted to share was this fact that, you know, when I went on this journey, I joined a health and wellness company called Aroga Worldwide. And ironically, the corporate company of it, Aroga Holdings Corp, has been in the medical field dealing with disabled, especially with this sight impaired, people that are blind. And we offer health and wellness products. One of the products that I avoided using was called our sleep hologram. And the reason why I avoided it is because I wasn't trying to sleep. I call this Team No Sleep. You know, we have so much to do. You know, I need to be awake. We have a 24/7 business that's around the world, different time zones. I got to be awake. I got to be able to do things. So I use that sleep hologram, and it actually put me to sleep. Well, this time, as a side result of what's happening, I developed something that's called tinnitus. And what that is my brain, my ear still hears noise, but my brain is not, it's on the inner ear. Nothing's wrong with my ear, but my brain is not able to interpret what it's hearing properly. And so I'm getting this feedback, and it's constant. What's funny is, even though this is what's called my deaf ear, I hear far more noise in it than my right ear. You know, I hear the pool, I hear the fountain behind me, I hear the birds chirping, I hear everything. But in this ear, it's just magnified. And I hear this washing machine type sound, which they say is the eustachian tube. I hear the blood going up through my brain and throughout my neck. But I just hear this noise, it's constant. When I'm busy during the day, I don't hear it at all because I zone it out. I'm so busy focused on other things. But when I'm in my quiet times and there's no noise going on around me at all, the TV's off, there's no music, nobody's talking, right before I go to sleep, when I wake up, it's when it's the loudest. And it is so freaking irritating. It's like a needle being stuck in your head, and it's 24/7. I hear it right now, non-stop. And when you're trying to sleep, and you roll over on your pillow or you lift your head up and the blood rushes, you hear all of that, and it snaps me out of my sleep. I'm like, god dang. But I'm gonna tell you what actually helped. You know, we've got these Aroga holograms, and we've got like I said, the sleep hologram. And the sleep hologram, I said, you know what, let me try this thing. And I took one of the holograms and I put it on my head, and I went to sleep. And I remember before I fell asleep, I felt, you know, all that noise going on, and it's hard to concentrate with that. And I put it on, and I fell asleep. And I didn't open my eyes until about 7 hours later. And I woke up, and I felt refreshed. I felt energetic. I hadn't slept for that long a period of time without any disturbances. Wow, what, 6 months or so? Probably since I went on a cruise last June. I hadn't had that type. I only sleep maybe 3 or 4 hours a night, but going 7 hours uninterrupted, it's priceless. And I gotta say, you know, you can't put a price on something like that. Whether it's pain relief, whether it's anything, but the ability to get a good night's sleep when you've got a washing machine going off in your head, and there's nothing you can do about it, there's no filter for it, and you can still get good sleep, priceless. So not only is this a product, you know, I always say I joined this company to make money. That's still the case. I joined the company to make money. I saw how the product worked on my mom for her pain. I saw how the product was working with a bunch of other people. I used the energy and I used the focus, you know, but ain't no big deal. I already had a lot of energy and focus. But to be in the situation I am in now and actually have the product that actually helps me in my own current situation, you know, that's more than becoming a believer. And so I'm glad that this is a home I've planted my flag in. This is a product that I would use even if I wasn't making any money in the company, because it works. And it's a product that I would endorse. But for the first time, I'm actually being a little bit open and sharing something about myself. And again, that's just not something to worry about. You know, this is common, that happens with people. Some of you might be going through the same exact thing I am. You know, I have a business partner that went through this since she was 6 years old. And you know, it's just the way it is. There's no rhyme or reason. You just pick up, you deal with the best that you've got, and you keep moving forward. So with that, I just want to say thank you guys for watching this video and listening to me share a little bit about myself that I've never really shared before, and what I'm actually currently going through. And I'm going to be here to a long time to keep doing the good stuff that we're doing and building our team with Power Team Marketing. And I look forward to 2017 being the best financial year on record for all of us. So thank you for watching. My name is Brandon Ivey. Bye-bye.